What up? So the scientific method, one of the most important, crucial tools we've developed, right? But what Western culture considers science, the dogmatic religion of scientism, the trust the science, the most unscientific thing you could relate as your motto to science. Um, what they've done by tricking everyone into believing that the material world is the only thing and the only things worth considering are that which you can test repeatedly in the material, well, you're limiting people to half the equation while also convincing them that your system is empirical and better than all other systems. I'm sure anyone with a brain can imagine that if you're only working with half the equation, not even acknowledging the spiritual, which is at least half of the other equation, arguably maybe even more important than the physical, well, you can create a bit of a conundrum intentionally. It's the most arrogant American shit you could come up with, right? And when you teach people about this system and they don't actually, use the scientific method themselves, but they sanctimoniously follow the scientific priest class like Dr. Anthony Fauci, Neil deGrasse Tyson, for example. Well, they tend to start to believe they're just as smart as them by listening to these people. When if you really were to ask them to um, demonstrate any of the things they talk about and believe, most of them are gonna fucking fall short, look at you like you have two heads. And it's really humorous, but it's also really disastrous too. Um, when you see the effects of what this type of thinking has done to our world. And just because we're technologically advanced in the material sense doesn't mean we're smarter and more advanced than other parts of the world. Say all truths are but half truths. So each material and physical are a full reality and realm in itself, but it's only one side of the coin. They rely upon each other. Again, maybe arguably the material relies more upon the spiritual. Hard to say when all truths are but half truths, and when you can really navigate and walk this paradox and live comfortably and kind of learn to be absurdist about things and have humor about it, well, the paradox becomes the only way to walk. But you're going to confuse a lot of people, because if they're only aware, or if they're only accepting half of the equation, then there's a lot of blanks to be filled in, and the unwillingness to even listen to another side will leave many hindered and left behind.